Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Powerfron, and this will be your new moon in Sagittarius tarot reading. On Friday, December 19th at 8:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the new moon will peak in the sign of Sagittarius, okay? Yes, the new moon will be in Sagittarius because Capricorn season or winter solstice does not begin until the 21st, okay? So we will be using the Intuitive Goddess Night Tarot like we always do for our moon readings, okay? The theme is reflecting on the prophecy. Sounds good, right? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I have the Power Animals book here with me. I'm trying to think. Cards to look for, okay? The moon is represented by the High Priestess, not the moon card. Okay, the moon card is Pisces. But we'll take it. We'll take what we can get, okay? Cancer rules the moon, so we need to be looking for the Chariot. Okay, and for Sagittarius, that is represented by Temperance, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, represented by Wheel of Fortune. That's right. Okay, I'm here, you're here, Frankie is here. He's been giving me, well, he ain't been giving me no grief, but this is like the second time I restarted the reading. Yeah. It was too early. I ain't want to just cut it. It was too early. It was early enough for me to start over. It was just one card. So, yes. Let's get into it. Ooh. I ain't doing all of that now at the same time anyway. Okay, what we got? Boom! Universe, baby! What is it, the World card? Yeah. Universe. Pow. This is Saturn. This is Capricorn. And so we're moving into Capricorn. And so Sagittarius asks us to have faith that we will, Capricorn, okay, achieve said goal, right? It gives us meaning, it gives purpose to our achievements, to our success, okay? But if we are talking about reflecting on the prophecy, I think you need to be thankful that things played out the way that they did. Okay, you need to be happy that those manifestations didn't come through. You need to be happy that your prayer was answered. Okay, and so people are like, well, what's the difference? Manifestation is you working with, it's not physics. I can't even think of what the word is right now. Working with the laws of the universe to make things happen for yourself. A prayer is you asking for the universe, God, source, Allah, okay, to move on your behalf. Okay? One is you doing something, the other is your higher power doing something. Okay? And so when you come together, that is what we call the co-creation. Okay? So, universe, be happy that things aligned in the way that they did. Okay? That is the way that they should have, because I'm sure on some other timeline you are going through it. Okay? And so this is essentially you having reached the mountaintop, Q's goat. Okay, you have reached a mountaintop. You are at the pinnacle. Okay, I'm sure a pinnacle will come out. Okay, the odds are that pinnacles will come out in this reading. But it's happened before. You're at the pinnacle, at the climax, at the peak, okay, of your game. Okay? This is where we're at, people. This is how we're moving. Are you with the movements? I need to stop talking TikTok talk with y'all. but I can't help it. Ooh, in reverse, we have the Mystic, which is the Hierophant, and the Two of Cups, both in reverse. Okay, so this is what they look like upright. I always want you guys to see and get whatever you can get. Feel free to pause, okay, so you can kind of learn the cards and get the feel. Okay, so the Hierophant, the Mystic, what are you saying here? What are you trying to tell us? Meaning, purpose, significance. What did you learn? Your morals, your values, your ethics. Have they changed any? Well, will they change any after going through these next few days? I'm going to try to talk in the future tense. We'll see. But y'all know what I'm talking about. You've been here for a minute. All 197 of y'all. Okay? Yeah, the Mystic in reverse. Did you not learn anything? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't believe that. Okay? 5, 2 plus 7. 2 of Cups. Are these jaguars or leopards? I think they're leopards. Let's look up leopard or jag. Leopard, leopard. Okay, leopard is not there. Jag is. Yeah, it's definitely not a jaguar. But we're going to look at the big cat. Big cat. Power, integrity. Integrity. Heals using phases of the moon. Move beyond fear of the unknown. Ooh, danger arriving in a beautiful package. Reviewing the values and ethics that inform your life. We're already talking about choice here, right? So when you are reviewing your morals and your values, especially in today's age, okay, it is important that you align with your own personal interests. That's how people vote. All of the things on this side, this whole list, out of this list of 100, 50 of them benefit me. Out of this list of 100, 2 things benefit me. This list of 100, maybe 75%, okay, are beneficial to me. So you need to be voting in alignment with your interests. And the same thing goes spiritually. Okay? Why would you try to align yourself with something that is not aligned with your purpose, that doesn't align with your morals, that doesn't align with your values? Why would you put yourself out there for something like that? What would be the purpose? Okay? If we're talking about reasoning, we're going back to Virgo. Okay, we ain't dead. But Mercury will be in Capricorn very, very soon. Where is it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's next month. I had looked ahead for the calendar or whatever. But that's on like the 1st, 2nd. Okay. Yes. Why would you try to manifest someone or something, or pray for someone or something that doesn't align with your virtues, your purpose, your meaning, like what it is that you're doing? Okay? For example, scratch the example. 2 of Cups. You have a choice. You have free will. You can do whatever you want, but trust that the prophecy will play out the way that it should. Okay? This is a learning experience for you. I got to reverse the cards. This is a learning experience. This will teach you how to have faith in your own choices. Okay? You don't need to worry or stress or what's the word? Broaden, okay, what it is you want to do just to make other people happy. If there is something specific that you want, ask for that. Request that. Work towards that. Why wouldn't you? Well, such and such said I should only be asking for this or da 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 da. That ain't that. It's not their life. It's your life. You only got one to live. Out of the billions of years that this earth, this planet, this universe, this universe has been existing, your little blurb, even if you live to be 100 years, out of billions of years, 100 is a blip on the radar. Okay? So make sure that you are making the choices that align with your purpose, with your goals, with your truth, your personal truth, because you're going to have to live with that. Okay? And we get Two of Wands. And let's look at the difference between the two twos. Because it's giving High Priestess, 2 in Major Arcana. Okay? The reveal, the mystery, the secrets. Okay? The reveal, the mystery, the secrets. You may never know how or why things came to pass the way that they did, but that's above your physical pay grade. Okay? Your avatar pay grade. What they call it? Meat suit pay grade. Okay? So we are going to look at these two twos and see what the difference is. Let me cover up the boobies. I gotta cover up the boobies. Here, this first one, this one with the boobs, right? These cups, these scales aren't even. The scales aren't even. And that is why you got to balance things out. You got to figure it out by making the right choice. Go through that portal. Is it 12? No, we've been past 12-12. And I've been seeing 12-12 so freaking much. Reverse. You are going to have to go through. You are going to have to walk through. Okay? When I walk through. Okay? I'm going to do something different. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to do something different. So, when it's time to make the choice, I'm going to do 3. 3, let's see. 6 of Swords came out immediately. 6 of Swords came out immediately. Okay? Where do you want to go? Where will the prophecy lead you? Okay, where are you traveling to? Off to far off lands? Maybe not physically, but maybe you will tap into some emotions, okay, that you've never experienced before. Okay? I think I like that better than anything else. Maybe you will tap into some emotions or some feelings that you've never experienced. It's like, oh, what is this feeling? Is it like some kind of excitement? Okay? Don't judge yourself. Don't do that. Well, other people might be judging you for the choices that you make, but it's not their life. Already said that. So who cares what they think? You shouldn't even be asking them. If they volunteer, you can just say, didn't ask. Bloop. Thanks. You can hit it with this. Bloop. Bloop. Have it back. Anyway, 6 of Swords. Where are we going? How far do you want to take this? Where are we going with this? Okay, once you make this choice, where are you trying to go? Okay? What are you trying to pull? Are you willing to go there? If it goes there, are you willing to take it? Warrior of Swords. Is this? I think this is the Knight. Yes, it is. Warrior of Swords. I told you. How far are you willing to take this? Are you willing to go the distance? Are you willing to go the mile? Is this like an antelope? Let's see. Ugh, it's not an antelope, but I know I can't think of it right now. It's not a deer, obviously, because of the horns. I don't think it's an antelope either. It might be. I mean, antelope ain't gonna be in here, but I'm gonna just look up deer. Fear the deer. Deer. Innocence. Encourages physical renewal. Trust your instincts. Told y'all. Rabbit. I should have looked up. Rabbit is fertility growth. We know that just off, rabbit anyway. Rabbits. 86. Rabbit. Moon, fertility. Because they say a rabbit lives on the moon, not just the man. Fear. Ooh. Softness. Look for the hidden teaching and experiences. That makes a whole lot of sense. Okay? Let me tell you about the rabbit in the moon. Some of y'all may have heard this, some of y'all may have not. Rabbit in the moon. Legend has it, right, that a rabbit rode a crane to the moon. But he was all bloodied and battered. And he's just a rabbit living on the moon, chilling. But hidden, God dog it, what did it say? Hidden lessons? Teachings? Yes, look for hidden teachings and experience. Yes. Okay. Because hidden is giving secrets, mystery, the moon, high priestess. And Sagittarius is about learning, philosophy. I'm talking to myself, but I am also talking to y'all. This fight or flight, or freeze. Are you going to advocate for yourself? Are you willing to do what's just, to do what's right? That's the fight. Are you flight? Are you just gonna back away, run away, get scared, disappear, freeze? Or are you literally gonna be a deer in headlights? Like, I am not doing nothing. Don't even know what to do. I'm afraid to do anything. Okay. Are you gonna spring into action for yourself or for a more noble, altruistic cause or outlook? And I said I was going to do something different, but I ain't do it, so I'm going to do it now. Because if we're reflecting on the prophecy, we have to think about not just the surface level meaning or significance, but the deeper meaning and significance as to why you have arrived at the point how you have arrived where you are in that moment. There's always a deeper surface level meaning. And so you always have to keep in mind that there are hidden lessons, there are hidden meaning and significance and purpose behind the things that you do. You might want to dig into your subconscious to figure out your why. Because once you know your why, you can change the how. Ooh-wee! Okay? Because once you know why you do something, okay, you have more control as to how you go about doing things. If you know that you are not a great conversationalist, for example, then how you communicate is of the utmost importance. Because if you are like a man or a woman of a few words, that means you got to make the words that you say count. They have to mean something. They have to have purpose. They have to have that je ne sais quoi. Okay? I don't want that card. Okay. Nymph of Swords. This is the page. She got boobies out too. With bumblebees. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. Okay. Frankie moving my couch. Table. Hummingbird. Busy, busy, busy. Busy as a bee. Busy hummingbirds. Right? But pollinating, flowers. It's about spreading love, spreading joy. Hummingbirds suck the nectar out of certain flowers, but their wings are like going so fast. What was my question? How did you get to where you are now? Through the prophecy. You don't know. You have no idea. You're clueless. Nymph is a page. Totally clueless. You have no idea what's going on. You're just happy to be here. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. You have no idea. You're still looking for the clarity, which is probably why you're watching this video. But let me tell you, as long as you got knowledge of self, that's all that matters. Okay? I am here to tell you that's the only thing that matters. Queen of Pentacles. I told you a Pentacle was going to come out. Let me show you. Gorgeous, right? I need to compare all these Queens of Pentacles and all these decks I got. Look at this ram. Ooh, look at these horns. And we go from white rabbit to black rabbit. Oh my gosh. Boom. From white rabbit to black rabbit. Yes. Total is like night and day. Night and day. And I think you go from Nymph of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles. Because we started talking about fertility. And she also has a wand. And her third eye is busted wide open. I love this ram with the horns. Let me see. Rams, amulet, Eastern Zodiac, West 78. But you know what? Let me look at Eastern Zodiac with the ram and see what that says. Oh, it doesn't. It's just, oh, yeah, it does. Rabbit, it also has articulate, virtuous, and clever. Ram, elegant, artistic, passionate. Intelligence, creativity, new beginning, and vision. Guards intellectual property. The IP, intellectual property. Rabbit, clever rabbit. You went from not knowing nothing to knowing almost everything, like overnight. You went from zero to hero. You definitely went from zero to hero. Frankie is moving my table again because he is laying down on the wheel. Scoot your little butt. Yep, there you go. Okay. So you went from knowing nothing to knowing everything. I think you even learned about those mysteries. I think you learned your why, like why things went the way that they did. I think you thought about it and you had your epiphany. You had your realization. You understood. Because you have to listen to your feelings. Okay? Regardless of what you may think, say, or do, your emotions are something that people don't often realize is like a sign. It's like, this is like, what is the word? What is the phrase? Like, your feelings are also like an alert system. Those are also defense mechanisms. Like when you feel scared, when you feel that fear, okay, that is to protect you from a perceived threat. When you feel angry, that is to prepare you to fight a perceived threat. When you are sad, okay, that means the threat or the perceived threat, okay, has upset you in some way. Okay, because when you listen to your feelings, you learn a lot, not only about yourself, but how. Okay, you already know your why, but when you listen to your feelings, you get the how. How can I change this? How can I move forward? How can I be a better person? Right? How did I end up here? And everybody knows, I just thought about the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Like, he had the watch, right? He was like the timekeeper. And so, what's the opposite of time? Space. Because both of those things have to align. Okay? All of those things have to align. The universe controls time and space. And so, even though we have free will, okay, all of these things have to align in order for your prophecy to move forward. So if you wouldn't have bought that car, went, got gas, met such and such in the gas station as you were paying for your gas, if you wouldn't have went to the grocery store and decided to buy a lottery ticket and then waited until you got home to scratch it, what's the difference between scratching in the store or in your car versus at home? We don't know. But all of that plays a role. All of that is time and space. Okay? And that is where you come in. You have to navigate each moment of your life. Okay? We're all here on a wing and a prayer. 10, unknown. We're all here on a wing and a prayer. Your parents have never been parents before. Okay, you've never been a child before. You've never been a son or a daughter or they or them. You don't know. You've never done any of this before. We're all winging it. Even the animals. The animals are winging it too. Frankie ain't never been a dog before. He don't know. But that is the weight that we carry. That is the burden. The unknown, not knowing. Okay? We don't know how the prophecy will end until the prophecy ends. We can reflect on it all day long, but we don't know exactly what will happen until it happens because of time and space. I think I like this spread. What's the time? Okay. I'm going to do bottom of the deck and then we're going to be done. Reflecting on time and space. What are you willing to risk? Are you willing to go the distance? Okay. To figure out your how, right? You know why. We all know why we do stuff. We know the little surface level stuff that drives us to do something. Why do I go to work? Because I got to, because I got to get paid. Okay, but how you do the work, okay, makes a difference as to whether or not you like your job, love your job, hate your job. Some people are like, oh, well, the money. Well, that would be the why. Why are you working? The money. Yeah, we know that. But what is the deeper meaning? That is what the prophecy wants us to reflect on. The why. The why. And so we got 2 2s, right? I think I need to look up 2 2s. Yeah, look up 2 2s, and then I'm gonna pull the final card. 2 2s, accord. We gotta be on one accord. You gotta be on one accord with the universe. Boom. And when you see this reading, you will see the alignment. I'm glad I wanted to do something different, and it is different, and it still worked out. We start off with the universe, but the universe is in line with the Ten of Wands, with the burden, with you actually doing what you need to do. And around that is time and space coming together, aligning you with the prophecy, aligning you with your purpose, meaning, okay. But we also know that your how has to align with your personal interests. Like, why would you vote against your own personal interests? But people do it every day. People do it every day. That's why the country is in the shambles that it's in right now, because people vote against their interests. It's all a mind game. It's a mind game. But when you're balanced mentally, emotionally, and physically, and yes, no, supposed to say spiritually, okay, physically, with mind, body, and soul, mentally, physically, spiritually, okay? When your spirit is aligned with your mental, okay, your mental is not going to let your body do something that doesn't align with the spirit, okay? And same thing, time and space are not going to meet up without you, because that's not where you're supposed to be, okay? If you are late to work, we already know about the burnt toast theory. I have experienced the burnt toast theory tons of times, but online social media love a label, okay? It's burnt toast theory. Like, example, people that survived 9/11, they didn't go to work. One person reported they spilled their coffee and had to go back to work and change. Somebody went to get breakfast and the line was too long and causing them to be late to work, thus not becoming a victim. Okay? All of those things had to align. Let's use the fast food reference. I'm getting to the fast food. I'm on time. But for some reason, when you go get your breakfast, it's usually nobody there. Now, everybody and their mama want to be there on this particular day. Then you get to the window. They done ran out of half the stuff on the menu. And so now you got to choose something else. You don't really want to go nowhere else. Maybe you did go somewhere else, but that's more time. That is time and space. Okay? All of that has to align with your personal interests. That's why you need to be reflecting on the prophecy, because the prophecy is going to come whether you want it to or not. But how? Okay, are you going to get chocolate or are you going to get vanilla? Some of y'all might get strawberry. Okay, bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck. I've been wanting to talk about prophecy for at least a week now, so I'm glad I was able to get it off. Because we're going into Capricorn. Everything will be boundaries, limits, hard work. Oh, bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck. Three of Wands. You have free will. You don't control time and space. You only control where you end up within that time and space. Okay? You can go anywhere, do whatever you want to do. The choice is yours. Let's look up the Three of Wands for GP. Three of Wands, Wands. Enterprise, discovery. Ooh, what are you discovering? Cooperation. End of troubles. What did I just say? Cooperation. Cooperate with time and space and you'll be all right. Just co-create, not cooperate. It's co-create with, because if you are over here trying to manifest this one thing, but your higher powers, but you praying for this other thing, like things gotta align. So your higher power is just like, I need some clarity here. I need some clarity. Like, what are we doing? Like, instead of you doing your own thing on one side and spirit, God source, Allah, your higher power is doing another thing, universe, y'all need to have a meeting. Y'all need to come together and get on one accord. Be aligned. Okay? Align with your personal interests. That's all you got to do. Okay? All right, y'all. See you next time. What's the time? Yep, see you next time. Peace.